Is modern-day leprosy necessarily the same as leprosy in the Bible? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Leviticus on Walking Through the Bible.
The glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, turn to Leviticus chapter 13. We're going to be reading from verses 1 to 8. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Leviticus chapter 13, beginning at verse 1. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, When a man has on the skin of his body a swelling, a scab, or a bright spot, and it becomes on the skin of his body like a leprous sore, then he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, or to one of his sons the priests. The priest shall examine the sore on the skin of the body, and if the hair on the sore has turned white, and the sore appears to be deeper than the skin of his body, it is a leprous sore. Then the priest shall examine him and pronounce him unclean. But if the bright spot is white on the skin of his body, and does not appear to be deeper than the skin, and his hair has not turned white, then the priest shall isolate the one who has the sore 7 days. And the priest shall examine him on the 7th day, and indeed, if the sore appears to be as it was, and the sore is not spread on the skin, then the priest shall isolate him another 7 days. Then the priest shall examine him again on the 7th day, and indeed, if the sore has faded, and the sore has not spread on the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is only a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab should at all spread over the skin after he has been seen by the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen by the priest again. And if the priest sees that the scab has indeed spread on the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprosy. Starting in chapter 11, we're into the third section of Leviticus dealing with uncleanness under the law. This uncleanness wasn't necessarily sinful. It just meant that certain purification procedures had to be followed in order to resume regular daily life. In chapter 11, we discussed clean and unclean meats, and then in chapter 12, we discussed uncleanness of a woman after childbirth and the purification process she had to go through. In chapters 13 and 14, we're going to be dealing with uncleanness that arises from leprosy. Due to the length of both of these chapters, it will take us 12 episodes to completely cover the material. But if we understand what is said here, then it will make Jesus' miracles concerning lepers make much more sense to us. What we must realize at the onset is that what we call leprosy today differs a little, though it certainly can include, what we're going to see described here in the next two chapters. Modern-day leprosy is also known as Hansen's disease. Many, including myself, have called leprosy a skin disease, but it is better classified as a disease of the nervous system because the leprosy bacterium attacks the nerves. It is spread by multiple skin contacts as well as by droplets from nasal secretions that are transmitted from person to person. This disease can be treated today, although untreated leprosy still affects many people in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Here in Leviticus, though, the term leprosy is going to be much broader and would include many skin blemishes. In the first case of leprosy that we're going to discuss, we find that what is described as a skin blemish that has swelled up, contains a bright spot, or has become a sore. When someone has this, they are to be brought to Aaron or the priest for examination. If under examinations they see that the hair around the sore has turned white, then it is a leprous sore, and the person will be declared unclean. Again, this does not mean that a person has been pronounced sinful, for skin diseases are not sinful. They have been pronounced unclean under the law. However, if the bright spot on his skin does not appear to be deeper than the outer skin, and the hair has not turned white, then the person was to be isolated for 7 days. What this isolation would do is either allow the leprosy to become known or allow the skin blemish to heal. After the 7 days of isolation were completed, the person would return again to the priest for examination. If the sore appears as it was and has not spread, or the hair around it turned white, the priest shall isolate him another 7 days for the same purpose. However, if the sore had faded during either isolation and has not spread on the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It was not leprosy. It was just a scab. He was to go and wash his clothes, and presumably himself, and he would be clean. However, if after all this the scab did spread over his skin, he was to go and see the priest again. If the priest examined him and finds the scab to have indeed spread, then the person would be pronounced unclean, for it was truly leprosy. The reason behind this last proviso is fairly easy to discern. The priest is not a doctor. They could only make judgments based on what they saw. Sometimes a judgment call needed to be made, and the priest declared something not leprosy when it was. Leprosy rendered someone unclean no matter what the priest said, so giving this last commandment ensured that if the priest made a mistake, it could be corrected. We'll continue on with more instructions, the Lord willing, in the next episode. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Leviticus chapter 13, verses 9 to 17, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.